guys, welcome to my kitchen and welcome to my home. Today I'm making chocolate sugar cookies, which are basically sugar cookies but with very chocolatey flavor. They're so yummy and they're a chocolate version of the traditional sugar cookies. And you can definitely decorate them as you would with a normal sugar cookie. So let's get started. So what you need to make the chocolate sugar cookies are some sugar, 2 sticks of butter, an egg, some flour, some baking powder, some salt, vanilla, some cocoa powder. As usual, all the ingredients are listed in the description box. You're going to start by mixing together the dry ingredients. So into my flour, I'm going to add the salt and the baking powder. I'm going to mix them around and put it aside. Alright, now in a large bowl, I'm going to mix my sugar and my butter, which has to be at room temperature, using a hand mixer. And I really recommend that you do this using an electric mixer, because if you're going to do this by hand, you're going to have to do it for about 5 or 6 minutes and your arm going to get really tired. You're going to have to mix it really well on high speed for about 5 minutes until the sugar dissolves into the butter. Then you're going to add the egg and the vanilla, and then you're going to add your cocoa powder and continue mixing on high until it's well incorporated. Scrape down the sides of the bowl just to get everything mixed in, and then add the flour mixture in 2 batches, mixing well after each batch. So that's the first batch, and then I'm going to add my second batch. I continue mixing. Now after a while, you're going to notice that your dough became grainy and kind of crumbled. At this point, I like to use my hand to mix it around and kind of knead it to form a dough. And your dough should look something like this. And then I'm going to cover it well with plastic wrap. Wrap it really carefully from all sides because you don't want it to get dry. And place it in the fridge for at least 2 hours until it gets cold. You can leave it for longer. You can even place it in the fridge a day ahead. So actually, I'm working with this dough the next day. And as you can see, it's very hard because it's very cold. So what I did is I warmed it a bit with my hand, and then I placed it between 2 pieces of parchment paper. And the reason I do that is because I don't like to add flour on my surface and on my rolling pin, because the dough will get covered with flour. Especially the chocolate one, you don't want to get it covered with flour. So this way it's much easier to roll the dough. It's much less messy and it won't stick to anything. So you're going to roll the dough using a rolling pin until you get a thickness of about 1/4 inch or 1/2 centimeter. Now, to measure this, you can use a ruler, you can eyeball it. What I do is I have a little trick where I get a straw and I insert it in the middle of my dough, and then while it's still in the dough, I place the tip of my fingernail on the straw where it's touching the dough, and I take it out and I examine it. Well, in this case, it's a bit thicker than what I want, so I continue rolling. Then you're going to take your favorite cookie cutter and you're going to cut out your dough into shapes and place the cutouts in a cookie sheet on some parchment paper so that it doesn't stick. And now you're going to place your cookie sheet in the refrigerator for 20 minutes. This is really important. Do not skip this step, because if you put it in the oven now while your dough is warm, what might happen is that your cookies will spread and they won't keep the shape that they're in right now. But if you chill your cookie cutouts, then you will prevent them from spreading. Now, it's usually at this point that I preheat my oven, because my oven needs about 20 minutes to preheat, and after 20 minutes I place them in the oven and bake them for 10 minutes in this case, because my cookies are fairly large. If you have smaller cookie shapes, then you might need to bake them for only 8 minutes. So it really depends on the size of your cutout and the heat of your oven. Here they are perfect. As you can see, they are kind of tender on the inside still and a little bit crispy or just set on the outside. So they're not hard. I don't bake them until they're hard. They have to be soft when I take them out of the oven. And don't worry, they will continue to cool when you take them out of the oven, and they will harden up. There, they are perfect. Look at them, they're so pretty. And actually, I use chocolate sugar cookie dough to make gingerbread gingerbread shape, because I actually don't like gingerbread man, and this is a great dupe for it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and until next time.